In this video, let me share one of the experience I had with a parent, a parent of 10th standard child, and this happened some 6 years ago. Like before Christ, after death, hereafter we should call our times as before COVID and after COVID. So what I'm talking about is before COVID. I think 2018 or 19, I don't remember exactly. I do psychotherapy, and especially for kids is what I specialize in. And this couple wanted to consult me for their 10th standard child. The complaint from the parents was that their child is not displaying his fullest potential. And I was like, fine, there are a lot of children. Everybody are potential enough. But there are few children who display their potential, few children who do not. So what is a big problem in that? And the parents were looking so tensed up. And I was like, you both look slightly worked up. And when I said you both look slightly worked up, the boy's dad said, not slightly, madam. We are extremely worked up. I just gave a smile and asked, may I know why are you feeling so worked up? And then the dad only replied, ma'am, this boy studies in an international syllabus school. The school belongs to a particular trust, and there is an unwritten rule in the school that when a child enters class 10 or class 12, when they'll have this board exams, no? So, in those classes, they will have a rigorous exams, tests, evaluations right from the beginning. So, every 2 weeks, these children have tests, and every 1 month, there is a special test also. We understand the school's intention. They want to prepare the children, and they are trying to help the child to study, cover the portions, and do some extra reference. We understand the intention of the school, so we aren't bothered about it. But what we are bothered is the school has a rule. If that monthly examination, no, if the child doesn't score above 75, the child cannot continue in the same school. I mean, in the international syllabus, the child cannot continue. I asked, okay, if the child cannot continue in international syllabus, what will they do? They'll put them into CBSE, madam. I said, that's good. And the dad was like, what is good? CBSE is not. I said, wow, who said CBSE is not good? My children are into CBSE syllabus only. What's wrong with CBSE? The dad took a moment and said, I understand that, ma'am, but we want our child to be in that school. So we don't want the child to be in a different school. The problem is not the school's unwritten rule. In the first month's examination, this boy did not score 75, but this boy literally spends a lot of time in studying, and still his potential has not reflected in the examination results. And that is what we are worried about. So, in the first examination, if the child does not score well, the school gives a warning. For the second month examination, also there will be a warning. And for the third month, if the child continues to score below 75, No more warnings. The third time the child scores below 75 percentage, the child will be removed from the school. We don't want that to happen. But ma'am, this boy studies really well, and still why he is not able to score is what we don't understand, and that is where we need your help. I said, okay. And now I said, fine, whenever it comes to problems for the kids, I don't counsel the kids directly. I would counsel the parents first, and then only I counsel the kids. Now, when I said this, mom of that boy was calm, quiet, and was willing to listen to what I have to say. But the dad of that child was not willing. He said, huh? What? Why counseling for parents? Am I mad or what? Why should I go through counseling from you? No, we don't want your services. I said, no problem. That's the way out. The mom of that boy could not say anything, so they left. But what happened was, in 5 minutes only, they came back. And I didn't ask anything that will hurt their dad, but asked, sir, are you sure you are willing for a counseling session? Because unless you are willing, things are not going to work. So now I asked that boy to wait outside, and I was talking only to the parents. See, there are three things which will generally affect the potential of a child at home. If there is extreme financial troubles, that will definitely affect the child. And if there is any serious health issues, either for the child or for the parents, grandparents, whomever is there in that home, or if the mom and dad are constantly having difference of opinion, constantly arguing, creating a negative environment at home. In any of these situations, if it is constantly there at home, it will affect the learning ability of the child in that home. So I started questioning those parents around these points. I asked, where are you guys working? And I didn't ask, I told them, see, there will be some questions which may be little embarrassing for you, but whatever questions I ask, you are supposed to answer. Because I'm not here to dig out your horoscope, but I need to know so that I can suggest things accordingly. If you are open for counseling, then you should be open to answer any question that I'm going to ask. And both parents were willing. So they said, okay, ma'am, you can ask any question. We will give you honest response. I said, that's great. Let me ask. And then I asked about their job, asked about the finances, and that is when I got to know both are working for some IT company, and they really do not have any financial issues in their home. So the first problem of financial issues is ruled out. And then I asked if they have any elderly people at home who are not healthy, or any terminal illness, or any illness that bothers people in the family, makes you worry, or something like that. I gave all the options that striked my mind. Yeah, but finally, what they said was, no, no, ma'am, our family has only three members. It's myself, my wife, and this boy. There are only three people. We both have our parents, but they live in a different city. And of course, we do visit them whenever we have this vacation. And we are in a very good terms. There is no problem between us and our parents. No problem at all. We are in very good terms. I said, okay. And is there any health issues for you or your parents that is bothering you? And they said, no. Okay, so no health issues also. And then I finally asked, how often do you both have difference of opinion? And when I asked that question, both of them laughed. I said, why are you both laughing? That, ma'am, we always have that. And when they said, I also laughed. I said, okay, what does that mean? Does that mean you both argue and fight? And that's when mom interrupted and said, ma'am, we do argue, but it is not like fighting and literally fighting, or no physical abuses. No, we don't do that at all, ma'am. Of course, yes, we would have difference of opinion, we would argue, but that will just disappear in maximum 5 minutes. Our arguments had never gone beyond 5 minutes. And they understood why am I asking the question. So they said, ma'am, it's the argument has, from whatever we know, the argument has never gone to the extent that our child would be affected. And most of the time, when we feel like arguing, we'll make sure we don't do it in front of him. So, most of the time, our arguments are not in front of him at all. And so, all these three major possibilities are ruled out. So now I have to still find out the reason why something is affecting the child. No, I still had to find out the reason. And then I started digging deep into their routines and habits at home. Because if the routines and habits are not proper, that can definitely affect the learning ability of the child. So when I asked from morning what they do, what time do they get up, what time do they go to office, how do they take care of their child. So for all those questions, they patiently answered. Now the routine came to 7 p.m. in the evening, and this mom would start cooking dinner. They'll have dinner by around 8 p.m. every single day, and they'll finish their dinner. And this boy returns home by 4 p.m. in the evening. So 4 to 8, this boy will study and do his homework or any assignment that is given by teachers. And from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., 2 hours every single day, these three would sit with some electronic gadget, either laptop or phone or iPad or TV, and watch something. And by 11 o'clock, they claim that they are extremely disciplined with their sleeping time, and 11 o'clock they go to sleep. I said, that is the problem. And both of the parents did not understand what I'm trying to say, but the attitude of the mom was like, fine, I'm not understanding, but I'm willing to do whatever you're suggesting. But the dad was like, okay, mom, now please explain what exactly is happening. Why is this habit you think it is affecting my child? I said I can definitely explain, but that's a long story. Now I only asked, do you want your child to be in the same school or change him to CBSE? Instantly, the dad responded, we want him to be in the same school. So do one thing, you still have another 1 month. No. From tonight, this 9 to 11 gadget watching time has to be stopped. Instead, maybe you three of you together play carom or maybe snakes and ladders. That's what we do at our home. So I suggested the same thing. And I said, on the way you go to the shop, you will get snakes and ladders, buy and go. Somehow I felt they are going to follow what I suggested, and I only said nothing else is required. Majorly, the one thing that I suggested the dad was, you don't advise your son. Hey, see, 10th standard board exams. No, no, no. Please don't do that at all. Because they are being scared enough by the school, you don't do it again at home. You don't advise also. And now I ask those parents to whose instruction the boy is comfortable listening. And dad smiled and said, obviously, mom's instruction. And then I turned to the mom and said, so tonight you will go home. You are going to instruct your boy and your husband, and you also declare that you are also going to follow the same thing. Follow it for a month. You will not watch anything on the screen and immediately go to sleep. So 9 to 11. Then what do we do for from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m.? Go to sleep by 10 p.m. itself. Why do you have to be awake till 11 p.m.? So 9 to 11 they have played some games together, carom and snakes and ladders, or they have read some books. Since parents are also following, this boy couldn't do anything but follow what parents do. And trust me, in the next examination, the boy had scored over 80. And those parents did not understand what is the magic behind this increased score. Because the boy did put in the same amount of effort, no extra efforts. The only extra effort that these people did was not to watch mobile phone just before going to sleep. I have some more things to share about the story. So, part 2 of the story in the next video. Mandala for this challenge is done. Now, go ahead, recreate it, share it with me.